Honda dealer Storm Pilot tracking what we are hearing is a tornado in Lincoln County near Troy.
Yeah, a tornado warning, and that is in effect until about 6:15. Let's get over to Glenn Zimmerman, who's been following this closely.
This has been a storm that's really held together. Brief tornado touchdown near Wright City and now holding together through Lincoln County. It had quite a bit of rotation with it early on and has that classic tornado signature. Once again, here is the storm right here. The warned area, this zone from Troy. Troy, you're kind of out of the woods at the moment, but Winfield over to Old Monroe in southern Lincoln County, the northern parts of St. Charles County too until 6:15. This storm has produced a tornado touchdown. There's rotation within the clouds. We're getting reports of large hail all over the area within this storm system. So again, I'm really going to zoom into this and get you right into the heart of the storm system. We're told that the largest or the biggest spin right now was very quickly over the Moscow Mills area, just on the northern edge, just on the edge there of St. Charles and Lincoln County. But the warned area right in through here, Old Monroe and Winfield, if you live in those two cities or really anywhere within the sound of Old Monroe or Winfield, you really need to take cover now. Again, this has a history of touching down, a brief tornado touchdown, or we're getting indication of that, a touching down just to the north of Wright City. So we're tracking the storm very carefully here. Obviously, lots of hail, high winds. Those wind gusts have been extreme. We're getting the reports, the rotating wall cloud, yes, in Lincoln County, and now at this point, the tornado report that was once reported on the ground, no, that was not a tornado at this point. But still, this is a system that has had the history of rotation, has had spin, wall clouds reported right now through parts of Lincoln County within this storm, within the part that's circled. And the movement here, as this moves off to the north and east, or after the east predominantly through Winfield and Old Monroe, this is a part of the storm that we're going to watch very carefully here as we go through the next few minutes. Because again, this has the history of wall clouds, has quite a bit of hail, and it's a system that Chris Higgins has been tracking pretty carefully here. And I know, Chris, as we bring you into this, and I hope you can hear me at this point. Okay, yeah, you've been trying to catch up to this system. You're right on the back edge of it, are you not?
I am. I'm coming in, just came out of Hawk Point. I'm eastbound on 47. This is usually the safest place to try and catch a storm rather than be out in front of it. The problem is twofold. One, you don't get a really good look at it. And two, when they're moving at 50 miles an hour, that can be hard to catch up to, as this one has proven to be yet again. I did see the storm as it was passing north of Thornton. It had a real good representation. It formed up real nice. And very quickly, as the hook echo developed, it had a very strong visual appearance of what we call a high precipitation supercell. That's just fancy term for a wrapped up thunderstorm where there's kind of a bowling ball on the southwest corner in the cloud field. And you can see very similar to what I saw actually out west north of Columbia a couple hours ago, right before a possible tornado developed with that storm and did some damage out that way. But at this point, I'm coming into the Troy area. I'm a few minutes behind this storm as it's now pushed rapidly east of Troy. I've not seen any damage on the ground. I did run across some hail that was still covering the ground in a few spots and an awful lot of flooded ditches on the sides of the road, both 47 and also down along Interstate 70 as well. I'm going to try and keep going east and then probably head south back towards St. Louis. Glenn, back to you.
Yeah, let's keep that picture up. I've circled the area here where Chris is, and the view that he's getting, he's looking at that part of the storm right there. He's looking into this part of the storm. So that's the perspective you get from the ground and how it corresponds to the digital Doppler. So yeah, quite a spin in the atmosphere here. We've gotten lots of reports of hail, half-dollar size hail, certainly not quite the size of yesterday through the southern parts of Franklin County, but still going to do some damage. Ping pong ball size hail was reported just a couple of minutes ago in Troy. That hail, along with some other gusts of wind, has caused some minor damage in the area within Troy, Missouri, in Lincoln County. So this is the storm system. Again, we've been watching this very carefully over the last hour or so. It continues to build to the east. So the warned area now, Winfield, Old Monroe, if you are in those two towns or really anywhere in between, time to take cover now. Tornado warning for your area. That the warned system will continue to expand to the east. So again, we're going to push that into and across the Mississippi River there into Lincoln, or into Calhoun County, and into the western parts of Jersey County too. So Rosedale and Brussels, I'm sure you're looking at some dark clouds on the horizon too to your west. Watch out there. That storm system heading your way has had the history of not just rotation within the digital Doppler, as we've seen here, and we've been tracking this, but also a wall cloud reported through Lincoln County. Large hail, golf ball, ping pong ball size hail within this system. So again, you're looking at two pictures here. One, the digital Doppler, and we're tracking the storm system very carefully here from that perspective, but also on the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see the view from our Gateway Honda dealer storm pilot, Chris, looking into the storm system. He's now just getting into the Troy area, and he's looking into that sort of western side of the storm system. So we'll check with Chris in just a little bit here once again to see if he's come upon any kind of wind damage, any kind of quite possibly tornado damage if there was a brief touchdown. At this point, we have now no reports of a tornado touchdown. At one point, we were getting a false report that there may have been one near Wright City. That is incorrect. So again, tornado signature on the digital Doppler at this point. Tornado warning for this area right here. I'll just update that warning. Let's extend it into Calhoun County, Jersey, and Greene County too. So Brussels and Rosedale, you're really right on the edge of the storm system. This is the cell that has produced the wall cloud, the rotation on the digital Doppler, quite possibly some gusty winds coming out of the storm system that could be extreme or severe, maybe even up to 60-mile-an-hour winds, and some very large hail, half-dollar size hail, ping pong ball size hail reported in several locations across parts of Lincoln County, southern Lincoln County, and now moving into Old Monroe, into the Winfield area too. Again, this is the rotating part of the storm as we look at it, and you can definitely see, and as we looked at this yesterday, same type of signature, winds going to and away from the radar. You can see how basically the greens and the reds here are mixing quite a bit. Anytime you see that, especially now in Winfield and Old Monroe, you are seeing quite the possibility of rotating clouds and the possibility of a tornado. Just now getting a report in Winfield of golf ball size hail, 1.75 inch size hail in the Winfield area. So that's a significant size hail, golf ball size hail there. That is going to do quite a bit of damage. Also, storm report, spotter reporting in Greene County, and we'll zoom up to Greene County in just a little bit, in Illinois, reports of a wall cloud there, and we're getting reports of pea-size hail in St. Peter's. So let me set up the whole scenario here for you once again. This is a line of strong and severe thunderstorms. This line is compact. It's holding together. There are several clusters of thunderstorms that have formed right along this line. It is now just to the north and west of immediate Metro St. Louis, but it continues to build in our direction, and storm warnings are popping up all along this scenario. Storm warnings for not just severe storms, but also that possible tornado now up into in Lincoln County. So let's take you down the line. And again, we are looking at Greene County too, along with parts of Scott and Jersey County, reports of a wall cloud there. You see the warned storm, the tornado warning storm right in there through now the eastern side of Lincoln County, heading across the river into Calhoun County. We'll continue to track that one, getting lots of reports of hail within that. And then as we scroll down along this line, St. Peter's starting to see some small hail. You can see it right there, that core now moving into the St. Charles City proper area. St. Charles City starting to see some hail in a few spots. And then again, we'll continue to march down this line. In Warren County, Warrenton, showers, thunderstorms now at this point not severe. The line extends all the way down into parts of Franklin and Gasconade County. We get down into the Steelville, Missouri area, down into Rolla and Salem, strong thunderstorms. And now for parts of Dent and Phelps County, we see a severe thunderstorm warning now for your area. So again, checking in with our Gateway Honda dealer storm pilot, Chris Higgins. You've come upon some damage there. Chris, where are you?
I'm just west of 61 out here in Troy. I'm on the